Okay. Oh, that pushed me live really fast. I feel like it's never been that fast before. I have a lot to talk about. A lot. So I apologize for the delay. Let me just get my windows open here. Okay. Yeah, we had a brief, it was like maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds at most on Saturday. I forgot because it was such a brief blackout or power outage. And because of that, like I had to actually I keep my computer on. I never turn it off because it's just a desktop. Um, but it wasn't on and my monitors had to be turned, like everything had to be turned on and reset. um, my desk clock says 7:06 for me, so I have to fix that because it reset. Oh, I completely forgot until I got down here. Okay, all right. And then we decided to get the oil change on the car and do a whole bunch of other things. So I was late getting back to my desk. It was a whole bunch of stuff. But let's get started with what I usually do, which is the news, because it's quite a bit. Quite a bit. So, first, hello to everyone here. Welcome. I'm just going to jump right in because I'm 15 minutes late and, I have a lot on my list here to talk about before I even get to the featured stories. The first thing I want to talk about is this. It actually arrived yesterday. I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was going to arrive much later this week, but here it is. I interviewed um, Jay Curtis and Shane on Wednesday of this week and during the monthly recap live. So if you want to find out about this book, find out how you can win either print copies or ebook copy that they're doing giveaways for, go check out that video. There'll be a link in the email that I send out today, so you could go watch it if you haven't seen it yet, or if you missed it, you can watch the VOD on demand. But I'm so excited. I mean, I've been flipping through this. It's so gorgeous. Um, in fact, and this isn't something I was going to bring up here, but that I didn't write it down, but let me say I did issue a challenge to Shane, who is a interior book designing nerd like me. I am as well. We just discovered that about each other yesterday, and so I issued him a challenge to come back on here with me, and we're going to talk about our favorite book and how it's based on the fact that of how it's formatted. And we're also going to talk about the formatting of this book specifically. We just ironed out the details. April 2nd. So, April 2nd, which is a Wednesday, I'll let you know the time in a couple of weeks. But April 2nd, Shane and I are going to jump back on here. And if you love interior book design as much as he and I do, come on in and come and join us as we talk about designing the interior of books. Okay, now This is a bittersweet thing for me because this weekend, the Top and Fiction genre curating team did the bulk of the work when it came to choosing the stories that are featured here with this issue. Uh, Typically in the past, I've done like 98% of it, and the other 2% would be with the ambassadors. I had TIFF ambassadors, 6 of them last year. Um, this year, I chose not to do ambassadors, instead to kind of switch it up and see if I could get a team together to help me. So it was kind of um, weird for me last night to just put together this and trust the team to have done their due diligence in selecting these stories. And this is how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. If you want to join the team, there are still plenty of genres that need help, that need coverage. We've got a Discord server where we are actively chatting, etc. And I actually don't even have that on here, and I should mention it. So there is a Top and Fiction Discord server. Um, from now on, you will see a banner and a link for you to join the server. It's open to everyone, not just the TIFF team. It's open to any and all subscribers to join the server. It's a chance to have real-time conversations. um, there will be announcements on there. There'll be discussions on there. There'll be a bunch of things on there that I feel like I don't want to muddy the waters with through the Top and Fiction emails, which are 100% fiction. But I want to be able to talk with you guys and help you guys to improve your writing, to get better with your writing through workshops, through how-tos, through discussions, through all of those things. And the Discord server is going to hopefully help me do that with the help of other people as well. So yeah, so there will be a link for you to join in today's email as well, the Discord server. But I want to mention the uh, the Top and Fiction team because they led me to my next thing, which is the number of featured stories will change. In fact, it's going to fluctuate week over week. It will not be a guaranteed 15 or a guaranteed 20. I won't know until they're done doing their work, because while I am prioritizing quality over quantity, that means I'm not going to put in stories randomly outside of what I know is being read and being essentially vetted for the best of everything, right? So with that said, today there are only 12 featured stories. And like I said, every week it will change. It might not be 12 next week, it could be more than 12. Um, I'm probably going to cap it at 20. I can't see it ever hitting 20 or going more than 20. Um, but it's going to change week over week. So there's that. If you become a part of the Top and Fiction team and you actively are writing fiction every week, one of the perks that you get as being a part of the team is that your story will be featured at least one every week. So there will be a new section under the honorable mentions that will be the TIFF team stories. So every member of the team has the ability to submit one of their stories from the week, and it is sent out to the entire email list, which is getting very close to 1,500 subscribers, and it grows by the dozens every single day. Um, my internal metric and goal is for it to be at 2,000 by either this summer or the end of the year, which I think we will hit that goal very easily. Okay, I am only in charge of honorable mentions. So I am giving myself I'm making the executive decision that I can have as many honorable mentions as I want. I have no cap on that. So you may see one week I have two, you may see one week I have 10 honorable mentions. I can do as I please with the honorable mentions because that's mine. I am relinquishing my hold on all of the other genres and my control over the selection of the featured stories, but I am maintaining the honorable mentions because I like being out in the wild and finding new writers, finding, those hidden gems. And I want to be able to give them just as much visibility as what's going to happen with the featured stories, which it might be, you might find that it's going to be more of the same people that are featured every week. So in order to, keep variety in the spice of life, I'm going to, with the honorable mentions, make it my goal and mission to find the unfound, to find those who feel like they're writing fiction but no one's seeing it. I'm looking for those people. So that's what you'll get with honorable mentions. Okay, so because we have the new format, right, where the form is now online, there is now a database, which is one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this. In the past, I don't know if I've may have shown you guys, it was all manual. So you would do the copy paste manually yourself in the comments, and then I would go into the comments and constantly scroll up and down to click the link and do all the things, and then I would type the name over into my Excel sheet, your publication name over to my Excel sheet, the story title over, like I was copy and pasting from the comments over into my Excel. It was daunting, and I was only doing that for the featured stories and the honorable mentions. So if there was a week where there was 75 or 50 plus recommendations in the comments, I was only pulling like 20, right? 25. So that left the only way to archive and to go back and look at and find stories outside of what I was sending you on Monday would be for you or any other readers to scroll through the comments and kind of find what they're looking for. Well, now there's a database. Now there's a Notion database where I am easily able to, because of the new format, take, um, export the Excel sheet into a CSV of all of the submissions, which um, this past weekend was 57, I believe, and then drop it into a Notion table, a Notion database that you can now filter for your favorite genre. If you want to see what serials are there, you can filter serials. If you want to see what poetry may have been submitted, you can filter for that. If you love horror, you could easily filter instead of having to do what I was doing, which was Command or Control F to find, and then typing horror and then searching for the word in the comments. Like that's a lot, right? So now the database is awesome. Every Monday, I will drop in the new recommendations from the weekend after I do this. So after I do this and after I send the email, I will then drop it. So you can go right back to that database, bookmark it, however you want to do it. It will be available for you in every email. You could click on it, it'll open the Notion database. You'll see it populate with the new batch of stories, and you could just filter to your heart's content. And one of the other reasons why I'm doing it this way is I added asking you when your story was written, because this time we had one person who submitted a story that was written last month. If you submit a story that is not within the 7-day period, which it's written in the description. So if you're, when you're filling out the form to submit your story, you should see in the description the dates are there, right? So if you're intentionally reading that first line that says stories only between March 1st and March 7th, and you submit a story from February 2nd, it's getting removed. So it will not make it into the database. There was one story that did that. It was removed. We're only taking stories that are written between the dates that are given. And why do we do this? Because this is a weekly thing. So there is no need for you to give me a story from a month ago. If you're new here and you're a consistent writer, then this Friday, if you've written a story in the past week, share it this Friday. If you're someone who does this every month, put it in your calendar that the Friday after you do your story, you submit it. We do not accept stories that are older than a week because we do this every week. Otherwise, I could change this and make it every 2 weeks or once a month, and you could submit a story for me that you wrote for within the last month. But I think there's enough fiction out there that there's no need for that, that doing it weekly is the best way. Okay, last. Whew, there was a lot. I told you guys there was a lot for me to discuss. Okay, so the last thing is the rebrand. Um, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I am currently paying off the bill on the rebrand with the money that I'm making from my own um, Substack, which isn't much. So, at the rate of that, it would take me, I am embarrassed to say, several years probably to pay off what it cost to have the rebrand for Top and Fiction done. So, what I've decided to do is to put a goal meter at the bottom of every Monday email. So every Monday email at the bottom of the email, you will see a goal meter so you can see how much I paid and how much I have left to pay off to pay Mark of the Brand for the amazing rebrand that he worked with me on for several weeks. If not, it was probably like 2 or 3 months to do this. It weighs on me that I have this, outstanding bill. I want to pay it. So if you guys, you know, have anything that you can donate, the donate button will be there along with the um, the goal meter. And every week, if I'm able to have it increase, I will tell you and I will show you on that meter so you guys can know. And there could be full transparency on how much it costs, how much I've paid, how much is left to pay that off. Okay, that is all of that news. Now, let's move on to the reason why everyone's here. So, without further ado, here are the Top and Fiction Weekly number 10 stories that were written between March 1st and March 7th. Poetry. The Way You Left, written by Letters from Ance of Letters from Ants. Micro/flash fiction. Every Able-Bodied Man, written by Taro Bahar of Taro Bahar. The Secret Doorstep, written by TP Kaaos of the Alchemy of Ink. Tomorrow Will Be Jealous, written by Sandolore Sykes of In the Inversion Field. In a Big Country, written by Daniel O'Donnell of Dan's Deliberations. Short story, Dazed and Confused, written by Oscar Ruto Chemelil of Oscar Ruto. Necessities, written by Aurelian Ashmore of Cicada Cult. Short serial, The Legacy Part 9, written by Nick Winney of The Why and the Why Not. Serial, Warp and Wolf, Chapter 3, written by Thaddeus Thomas of Literary Salon with Thaddeus Thomas. Mud and a Mission, Chapter 16, written by A.M. Ward of Heaven and Earth, The Heshra Chronicles. No Rules Required, Serial, Chapter 17, written by Tara Kelly of Romance Serials with Tara Kelly. Dinosaurs and Hermit Crabs, written by Rainbow Station, Z.K. Hardy of Ink Drift. Okay, those are the 12. Their medallions, your medallions are already ready to go. This email will go out as soon as I have access to this video. Um, and I will see you all next week, Monday, on March 17th. Thank you all for being here. Bye.